Have you ever wondered why making friends becomes a Herculean task as we grow older? Think about it. When we were kids, friendship happened as naturally as breathing. You found a cool stick or a weird bug, shared it with the nearest kid, and just like that, you had a best friend for life. There were no hidden motives, no awkward silences, just pure, unfiltered connection. But adulthood? It's like entering a completely different universe. You could be standing next to someone with the coolest stick, metaphorically speaking, and instead of striking up a conversation, you'll both probably bury your heads in your phones, pretending the other doesn't exist. We've been conditioned to think that approaching someone, even for something as simple as a friendly chat, is a breach of some unspoken social contract. It's no wonder loneliness has crept into so many lives. But what if it doesn't have to be this way? What if the rules we've internalized are just outdated programming holding us back? The hidden rules of adult social dynamics. Let's talk about the unspoken rules of adult relationships. It's this transactional mindset we've all slipped into without even realizing it. When was the last time you initiated a conversation without wanting something in return? Validation, networking, even just a quick laugh. Too often, we approach interactions with an agenda. Think about networking events. They're not about genuine connection. They're a game of, who can help me climb the ladder faster? Even outside professional settings, this mindset bleeds into our personal lives. You text a friend because you need advice or venting space, not just because you missed hearing their voice. But here's the thing. The more we approach relationships as transactions, the more we rob ourselves of authentic connections. If every interaction is about what's in it for me, we're bound to feel isolated. The truth is, real relationships flourish when they're built without ulterior motives. By the way, if you're already nodding along, you're going to love the kinds of conversations we explore here. Subscribe now to join this journey of personal growth. It's not just for us, it's for you to level up your life in ways you didn't think possible. The secret to genuine human connection. All right, let's flip the script. Imagine approaching someone with zero expectations. No agenda, no end goal, just pure curiosity. It sounds radical, doesn't it? But this mindset, which I like to call the seventh bucket, is the secret to breaking free from the loneliness trap. Most people only seek relationships that fit into specific categories: validation, love, fun, money, or prestige. But the seventh bucket is different. It's about connecting just for the sake of connection. This is how friendships formed in childhood worked. There was no need for a reason. The beauty of the seventh bucket is that it takes the pressure off. You don't have to impress, persuade, or prove anything. You simply exist in the moment with another person. It's liberating, and guess what? People are naturally drawn to that kind of energy. When you drop the neediness, you make space for authentic, effortless relationships to bloom. Unlocking the eighth bucket. Here's where it gets even better. When you embrace this mindset of no agenda, something magical happens. You unlock what I like to call the eighth bucket. This is the bucket of pure curiosity. It's the secret weapon for forming connections that go beyond the surface level. Curiosity changes everything. Instead of seeing someone as just another face in the crowd, you start to wonder, who are they? What's their story? How did their path cross with yours in this moment? These aren't just questions. They're the building blocks of empathy, understanding, and ultimately, connection. Picture this. You're sitting on a park bench, and a stranger sits next to you. Instead of scrolling through your phone, you strike up a conversation. No agenda, no small talk about the weather, just genuine curiosity about their life. That's when you realize every person is like a Netflix series waiting to be explored. And trust me, the stories you uncover are way better than binge-watching reality TV. The loneliness epidemic. Let's zoom out for a moment. Loneliness isn't just a personal issue, it's a global epidemic. According to the US Surgeon General, loneliness poses health risks comparable to smoking or obesity. Yes, you read that right. Feeling isolated doesn't just mess with your mental well-being. It can literally take years off your life. And here's the irony. We're more connected than ever, with social media, instant messaging, and video calls at our fingertips. Yet somehow we've never felt more alone. What's going on? The problem lies in the quality of our connections, not the quantity. You might have hundreds of online friends or followers, but how many of those relationships feel meaningful? How often do you have conversations that leave you feeling truly seen and heard? The reality is, surface-level interactions, whether online or in person, don't nourish our need for connection. And that's where the seventh bucket and curiosity-driven approach we discussed earlier come into play. By shifting the focus from transactional to authentic relationships, we can start to chip away at this loneliness epidemic. Practical steps to build authentic friendships. Now that we understand the problem, let's get practical. How do you actually build friendships without falling into the transactional trap? It starts with mindset, but it also requires action. Here are some steps you can take to foster genuine connections. Number 1, lead with curiosity. Next time you meet someone, resist the urge to think about what they can do for you. Instead, focus on learning about them. What excites them? What challenges have they overcome? Treat each interaction as an opportunity to discover a new story. Number 2, be present. We're so used to multitasking that we rarely give people our full attention. Put your phone away, make eye contact, and really listen. It's a simple shift, but it makes a world of difference. Number 3, embrace vulnerability. Being real isn't always easy, but it's essential for building trust. Share a little about yourself, your struggles, your dreams, your quirks. Vulnerability is magnetic. It invites others to open up too. Number 4, take small steps. Don't underestimate the power of small acts. A smile, a kind word, or a simple, "How's your day going?" can be the starting point for something meaningful. Relationships often grow from the tiniest seeds. These steps might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to guarding your emotions or keeping interactions superficial. But with practice, they'll become second nature, and the connections you build will be worth it. The joy of connection and why it matters. Let's circle back to something fundamental. Why does connection matter so much? Because at the end of the day, we're social creatures. After food, water, and shelter, what we crave most is human connection. It's what makes life rich, fulfilling, and meaningful. Think about the last time you had a truly great conversation, the kind that left you feeling lighter, happier, and more alive. That's the power of connection. It reminds us that we're not alone in this vast, chaotic world. It shows us that, despite our differences, we share the same fundamental hopes and fears. And here's the best part. You don't have to wait for connection to find you. You can create it, one interaction at a time. Whether it's chatting with a stranger at a coffee shop, reaching out to an old friend, or joining a new community, every effort you make brings you closer to the joy of genuine relationships. If this video resonated with you, don't keep these ideas to yourself. Share them with others. Hit that like button and subscribe for more videos that empower you to level up your life, one step at a time.